Okay, on air live. Now I've got to do the normal messing around thing I do. I will just really remember how to do this at one point and not have to click through a whole bunch of things. But, you know, we'll survive because I want to get the chat up. And there we go. That looks like it. Yes, that's the chat. Now we got to get that to come out. Okay, hey Toby, how's it going? I'm just trying to remember what I did last time to make this chat come out. I did something. Ah, that's it. Pop out chat. Come on. Alrighty, chat popped out. Hangout. It's kind of over my face. If we put it here, I can see my. I don't know what. It's not that important that I see my face, obviously, but I don't know. It does actually just make it easier. But it does that weird thing that Aidsy was pointing out. There is a tendency to want to look at yourself, which means from your perspective, I'm looking down a bit because camera is right there. But when I look at myself, I'm looking there. So kind of try, do the eye contact thing, looking at the camera, and it's one. But it is what it is. Hi, Rose. How are you? We're all rolling up on a Tuesday night. How's the start of everyone's week been going? Mine's been survivable. I really have questions about my job sometimes, but then I remember they pay me money. So I go, I will probably live with the occasional stresses and whatnots. But yeah, it's a funny thing. Unfortunately, a lot of people have it a bit rough. Hey, Stephen, how's it going? Well, it is nighttime out there. Am I looking dark, Rose, or do you just mean out there it's really dark? Because obviously it is not. But, mind you, 8/11, by the time it gets to summer, when I start doing stuff in summer, it'll still be light. Maybe I can do it outside. Currently disconnected, my friend Aaron. How are you doing, buddy? Loved your spray on Facebook, actually. Getting sick of people vlogging. Man, the number of times over the years where I've just been really fucking shagged off with what people do on the internet is thing. Look, Aaron, I know you, my friend, are busy as hell, but yeah, if you're ever able to take, 5 minutes, an hour out of your day or evening, you know me, man, I'd love to catch up, hang, give you a different, sort of four walls to look at or something. So just hit me up, bro. But yeah, it's kind of funny. Aaron and I have known each other for ages through the old YouTubes, and yeah, it is pretty hard to not occasionally go, the fuck are these people actually fucking doing? Who the fuck do they think cares? Oh, I will go my pet hate now because I try and play nice with this one. I sort of admin some groups on Facebook for YouTubers to get together, collaborate, talk, not be alone, that type of thing. And people who actually go, when there are people on YouTube, some have been working at it for years. Some people are just starting but are working at it, and someone goes, I don't know what I should do. What should I do? Well, you should fuck off, quite honestly. It's like, the world is a big old mean place. YouTube has, it's like stupid numbers, like 1 billion hours of video uploaded a day, or is it 1 billion hours watched a day around the world? Like, you know, it's insane. And as you know, what do I do in that environment? What you do is be the best you can be. Okay, and yeah, I'm all for collaborating with people and supporting someone and helping someone, but man, you got to help yourself a bit at some point. Toby, looking forward to getting the new goodies. I will probably do a live stream on Thursday night, so hopefully I will have them by then. They haven't arrived yet. Australia Post finally got their notification system for post boxes working. So now I actually get a notification when I get some mail, so I don't have to remember to check on a regular basis. So that's pretty cool. So hopefully I'll have it by Thursday. I can show off some new goodies. Yeah, yeah, Aaron, I'm kind of done with people who want things handed to them. That's the weirdest thing. Having been on YouTube for, you know, 11 and a half years and seen so many changes, like when people started, like in the first couple of years, we didn't know what we were doing. You know, people were just trying to put themselves out there, entertain people, do whatever. And it was this funny little community at first because you couldn't make money off it. Even people who made millions of views didn't make any money off it. So it wasn't about money. It wasn't even about being famous, because when people started on YouTube back in the day, there was no concept of being famous by doing it. So you did it purely for the love of it, like, you know, because you were driven to create, you were driven to do something. And, you know, I read articles that when preteens particularly asked at school, what do they want to be? You know, what do you want to be when you grow up? Yeah, which is a dumb as fuck question. You used to get asked that at school all the time, and you never know. But now I read articles that say when, you know, preteens particularly asked, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up? Their number one answer is a YouTuber, which is honestly disturbing as hell. Hey, Tendai, how's it going? I was just thinking about that question. What do you want to be when you grow up? And, you know, you'd be at school, like from infant school through primary, and they have pictures of you. You know, he's the doctor, he's the lawyer, here's these things. I actually remember the things I went through in life based on like pictures on walls. When I was like really young, like pre-primary, there was a picture on the wall. It's a carpenter. I wanted to be a carpenter. That picture just, I like that. It's going to be a carpenter. When I was in high school, I shit you not, like when I was in about year 7, I had this idea in my head of being an accountant. Like, who fucking wants to be an accountant when they're still a kid? An accountant? What the fuck? What the fuck is that? But then by about year 8 or so, I wanted to be, year 8 or 9, I wanted to be a journalist. And that stuck with me right through high school. I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to get in this journalism course at a place called Mitchell, west of Sydney, which is where I did end up going. But I did really shitty at school because I was really lazy, and I couldn't get into a degree course. So I just barely got into this 2-year associate diploma in arts. And I was doing that, but I built up some credits doing that. And then I could transfer into the communications degree, which there was one track that was journalism, which was the most popular. And then there was a track that was PR. And then there was a track which was the smallest one, was theatre media. And that's what I ended up doing. And that's where I met Aidsy. And that was useless for a good course, but useless for a job. Then when I actually had to start working, I did like telemarketing and customer service, and I ended up eventually on TV. Like, I love that progression, Aaron. You wanted to be a conductor, then comic book artist, then graphic designer, ended up IT specialist. I ended up an IT specialist as well. So, so yeah, all those weird things wanting to be carpenter, accountant, journalist, and then being in the real world. And yeah, what did I do? I did like I said, telemarketing, and then I did customer service, and I became a team leader. And then there was an opening for a business analyst where I was working. And I'd always liked computers, and we used different systems in this call center. And the manager just said to me, "You seem to be the only one who thinks about this analytically. And, you're always putting thought into how can we use the systems better and whatnot. Well, we need a new business analyst." And I said, "What's that?" He said, "Go talk to the IT manager," who explained to me what you do as a business analyst, which is basically work with, you're the conduit between the IT and the business side, and you look at improving systems. Like, you look at it from the business perspective, what does the business need? And you look at the technology side, what's possible, and then you come to the compromise and say, okay, we could do these things for an improvement or for a new system. And that's what I've been ever since. And because I've been doing it for 20 years, I get paid really fairly well. So it's like soft handcuffs. When you're paid well in a job that doesn't necessarily feed your soul, but it feeds your family, it can be, well, I find it really hard. I haven't moved. Because like, if I changed careers, which I could, but I'm going to be starting, well, if not at the bottom, not earning anywhere near as much. I would be very lucky if I changed careers to start off earning half as much as I do now. So yeah, it would really have to be something else. I mean, I could always get into project management and earn more, but then I'd have to kill myself because fuck project management. No, exactly right, Aaron. It's when you're providing for your family, it's like, okay, this is not what I want to do. And there are days where this really gets to me, and it's really like, oh my God, this is like crushing my soul and my spirit. I think this is bad for my mental health. And but then you go, well, there are people relying on me, and I also like to be able to pay rent. I like to be able to eat and even have fun. So off to work I go. Capitalism, man, it's bullshit. Toby, Aids is quite well. He was over on the weekend. Anyone who happened to catch I think it was a record. We did a 3-hour live stream, and we were still going strong. I literally only stopped because it was like, okay, arbitrary, that's 3 hours. At some point, I am going to have to like think about dinner, because it was like 5 p.m. local time when I finished. We went from like 2 till 5. Yes, exactly, Aaron. There might be other things we'd want to do that'd be more fulfilling, but working for our families and getting the love in return, that makes it all worthwhile. So yes, the capitalism side of it gives me the shits occasionally, that we're like trapped into this. But you do what you do to make on. So I'm still hoping. I mean, I was supposed. Man, the year has gone so fucking fast. Like, second half of September, and at the start of the year with my YouTube stuff, I was all full of, man, I'm gonna more or less reinvent myself and reinvigorate my channel, and I haven't. I've done the same. So I still enjoy doing the videos I do. But yeah, I still enjoy doing the videos I do, but I feel like I need to do something new, something bigger, and I still aim towards that. Excellent that your Etsy business is going, Aaron. I think I'm just thinking from your point of view, because you work really hard on the costume design stuff. Man, you got to think of some way to turn that into a production line, something that can be automated or replicated. I don't know, that to me is an interesting challenge, actually. Like treating it like almost like a programming problem, like a systems. I think you and me in our IT brains are thinking, turn it into a system. Now, of course, each costume is unique or can be unique. But I almost feel like really like put our brains on it, there'd be some way to yeah, turn it into a that's a good one. Getting a cutter to do the tracing and cutting. Yeah, but yeah, if there was some way to you know, whether it's to template things and you know, and then adapt from that, because each one's going, well, not each one's going to be different. You know, you might do a couple of the same costume for different people. Well, tripling output, man. Okay, you're on it. You're on it. Hey, Celtic King, how's it going? Yeah, so because yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you know, it's like when someone becomes a famous chef and they have their own restaurant. Yeah, they do that, and then they charge a lot for the food, and people come. But there's this hard cap on what you can earn doing that, because you can only cook so many meals. Even if you become just the executive chef who tells other people what to do, there's only so many meals that can be made, and that's why chefs, they come up with franchises if they can, or they write cookbooks, because you only have to write a cookbook once and you can sell 1 million copies of it. You get a TV show, you know, you get a TV show and it's syndicated, like you make it and it can make money more than once. But when you're making meals, you can only make money off that meal once. So I like that, Aaron, a niche market for XXL cosplay. Now, that's the thing, is if you work out something that the market needs and you fill that, that's a big thing. Thank you, Celtic King. I am working on building my cult, and you know, you're in on the ground floor, so you know that's good. You know, you'll be like, well, you know, you're higher than an acolyte. I'm trying to think, what are the right terms? You know, your apostles, your acolytes, deacons. You know, what are the ranks in the Satanic Church? I'm sure they have ranks. You know, the Catholics have the Pope. Or the Satanist is going to tell me they're not hierarchical. You know what? I'm on a laptop. I can actually check that. You know, while the Secret Service is looking at my Google searches, let's make their life interesting and search on ranks in the ranks in Satanism. There you go. Ranks in Satan's army. Ranks in the Satanic. Let's just go ranks in Satanism and see what it is. Oh, here we go. Church of Satan hierarchy. This is what the internet's about, yeah? Reminds you about the pasta sauce. There's no perfect pasta. There's no perfect pasta sauce. Only perfect pasta sauces. I don't know what that means, Tendai. Okay, hierarchy in the Church of Satan, according to Anton LaVey. So the Church of Satanism goes registered member, active member, witch or warlock, priest or priestess, magister, magus. Okay, so there is a hierarchy. So so in the angry cult, we could use that as a basis. A registered member, that's boring. We're not going to have registered member. That's boring. I think I'm going to acolyte will be the first level. Need something better. Active member, Satanist. Okay. So we need the angry equivalent of Satanist. I'll have to work on that. And yeah, then witch, warlock, priest, priestess, magister, magistra, magus. Okay, so you might think I'm joking, but I could ask Aidsy because Aidsy knows that stuff. Aidsy's into that stuff. They actually do explain Celtic King what they mean. So ooh, agents. I know. An individual who demonstrates a thorough grasp of the philosophy of the Church of Satan, skills in being able to communicate it, would like to be trained as contact for local media and other interested parties, may be traced to serve as an agent for Church of Satan. I want that on a business card. Hello, I'm an agent of Satan. You got to fill out your application form. Wow, okay. And then there's the priesthood of Menbius. Is the individual's practice spokesperson for the philosophy. That's the people with the priestess, magister, magus titles. Wow. Membership of the priesthood is by invitation only. The old truism, if you have to ask, you can't afford it, is certainly highly pertinent to our priesthood. Word to the wise, do not ask, how do I become a priest? Okay, okay, I like that. Our Celtic King, at this point, tithes and offerings. So you've just got to spread the word. That's what offerings in the angry cult are. Spreading the word of cult do angry. Look, currently disconnected. All I'm saying is when Aidsy was, dead in hospital, a bunch of dudes dressed in black would come and stand by his bed for hours on end. I'm not joking. That's the thing that happened. So whether they had a hand in pulling him through, who knows? Who knows? It could happen. It could have happened. But yes. So that's the Church of Satanism following Anton LaVey. Okay. Born in 1930, died in 1997. Okay. Oh, this way. Oh, I love how the Magus is still Anton LaVey, even though he's dead. Death doesn't hold you back in the Church of Satan. And we've got a Magus, Peter Gilmore, High Priest. Magistra, Peggy Nedrama, High Priestess. Magistra Blanche Barron, Magister Temple Rex. So that's the most senior people in the Church of Satan. Oh, now they've got a thing here called the Grotto system. You didn't know you were going to get lessons on Church of Satan tonight, did you? I didn't know we were going to do that. Ooh, so over the years, the social laboratory has embraced, disbanded, and revived the use of grottos as a means by which individuals in geographic proximity form an association for ritualization, socialization, and the pursuit of various projects. I think that means getting drunk and having sex. But, we've now phased out this device once again since it has become irrelevant in the current existing situation for social interaction facilitated by contemporary means for communication. Right. So they just interact through the internet now. Okay. Kind of sounds boring. That's why I organise meetups of YouTubers. Sure, the internet's good, but there's nothing quite like actually catching up with people face to face. So, hey James, how's it going? Tendai, I still don't get it. There's no perfect pasta sauce. There are perfect pasta sauces. Do you mean there's literally no one individual, but there's lots of good ones? Or do you speak in riddles? Are you a magician? The Angry Grotto. There's a look. That's got legs, Celtic King. I think we could do that. I think it should be torture, not tiki torches. My God, it's like Nazis can't ruin enough things. Now they've ruined tiki torches. My God. Oh, speaking of which, did anyone see that video of that Nazi getting knocked the fuck out? This complete prick who went out in public wearing Nazi regalia and swastika armbands and trying to pick fights and threatening people like, "Go do something, I'm armed." And some big dude just went, boom, one punch knockout. And it was caught on video, and it is fucking glorious. When you watch the video, you see the moment where the Nazi piece of shit realizes he's out of his depth, and he goes like, "No, it doesn't," and he's out like a fucking light. All right, I'm gonna share because I can do that because I'm on a laptop and it's easy. So, what's the Google Doodle? Amalia Hernandez's 100th birthday. Okay. So if I Google search Nazi getting knocked out, so many videos of the Nazi getting punched. Okay, so I'll get the link. Oh, come on. Don't, why you gotta play me like that? Come on, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Okay. No, cancel. I don't want Casey Neistat. I want Nazis getting punched. All right, I should get my mouse because the keypad's been a fucking douche to me. Come on. Ah, okay. Hang on, and I'm going to get my mouse. I'll be back in a sec. Just tell me if scary faces peering at the window. Oh, okay, got my mouse. I think I need it, whatever. Stupid touchpad is giving me a hard time. Celtic King, transcribing the videos, turn them into the Angry Bible. That's a good touch. Okay, Nazi getting knocked the fuck out. Look, okay. Nice. For your viewing pleasure, there's a YouTube video. Short and sweet, 16 seconds, gets right to the action of bam. Just put it on a loop. Man, this laptop is acting so fucking flaky. I've had such bad luck with laptops lately. Ugh, got to get my desktop working. So, okay, so where are we? That's me. Ooh, what did I just do then? Okay, that's the chat. So yeah, I've got to get my new desktop working. That will be able to handle the 4K video from my new video camera because my laptop really doesn't like 4K video, pushing too much information for it to process. When I try to edit, it can't sort of process it and keep up. So I still shoot a lot of my videos on my old camera. Hi, Alison. Yeah. I mean, brutal, the Nazi getting punched. The funny thing is, I'm not 100% sure he was knocked unconscious. I think like he got punched really hard. I feel like he's just lying there going, "Don't hit me again. Don't hit me." It's like, how do people have a fucking problem with who am I? Alison Alison in with the big questions. Oh, John, yeah, I live around Glen Huntly. I use Glen Huntly Station. Well, I don't know if you want to divulge secrets, John, but you tell me where you work. We'll drop in to say hi. Yes, I go to Glen Huntly Station for work. Alison, who am I? That's a big question. One I've been trying to answer for, many a year. Oh, John, my move was an epic tale of woe. I used to live in like East St Kilda and I had to move because my landlord was a cunt. He was terrible. And after 10 years, he just suddenly got way worse. And I thought, I'm not being treated like that, and moved. And the move was, no word of a lie, the worst experience of my life. Lived in this place for 10 years, built up heaps of crap. Kids had grown up. Oh, you work at the deli in Woolworths? Sorry, John. Wave at me next time. Yes, I always shop in the Woolies there in Glen Huntly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if I go to the Woolies, what am I drinking tonight? Just the Pepsi. I'm being Mr. Responsible because, it's only a Tuesday. So I'm not going to get drunk on a Tuesday. Even there was a stream with AIDS, I didn't drink alcohol, yeah, because day drinking can have terrible side effects. Huh? I'm even thinking, just for no real reason, people do things like Dry July or whatever. Hey, Caleb, how's it going? Thinking of more, even just, to prove to myself that it's a thing I could do without too much drama, just not drink alcohol for a month. Give me an angry massage. That sounds dangerous. An angry massage is like you lie down on a massage table and you actually get punched. Like, forget those Swedish massages where they slap you. It's like, okay, angry massage time. Kids do that. Like my daughter, it's a joke we did because when she was littler, punch me on the back, and I go, oh, it's like a massage, and get her to punch me really hard. She's a bit bigger now, and she can actually hurt me. We're still doing it. It's like a massage. I'm well, thank you, Caleb. Thank you for asking. Glad you're doing well. Aaron, what's going on? Oh, dude, I was just sharing the video of the Nazi getting knocked right the fuck out. We were looking at the Church of Satanism as a potential model for the cult of angry, to have ranks within the cult. Hey, Aussie Brick Chick, how's it going? So, we're covering a lot of ground tonight. Satanism, cult building, and Nazis getting knocked the fuck out. I mean, that's a pretty good combo. So who knows where we'll go? We're only, how far into this are we? Well, like only, I don't even know. Why doesn't this have a time on it? Okay, we're about half an hour in anyway. No, where's the Chrome? Does the Chrome Hangout say how long I've been doing it? No. Okay, that's one difference between doing it on a laptop and doing it on a phone. The phone would always tell me how long I'd been on, and this doesn't. But that's not the end of the world. I don't really. I know I started a bit. Cloaks, Dotty Ditto cloaks. Cloaks are cool. Hooded cloaks, just off-the-shoulder cloaks. Any of these things. I've got. I tell you what. One of my weaknesses, clothing-wise, is coats and overcoats, long overcoats. Oh, Tendai, for the greater good. That definitely. As we punch Nazis, as you knock a Nazi the fuck out, you say for the greater good, because it is. Doing that, stopping them in their goddamn tracks, is for the greater good. Cape and a mask, that's a good one. Currently just connected. I have a weakness for coats and overcoats, and I have a lot. And in fact, when I moved, I didn't throw them out. I sort of gave them goodwill, but I got rid of at least half a dozen coats, jackets, overcoats that I realized I hadn't worn in forever. But I still got, I don't know, half a dozen or more. And there's one I quite like. It's a good casual winter one. It's just a black, it's great big heavy one. It's like double-breasted. You sort of put it over there and it buttons over here. But it has this huge hood. In fact, if you like, I could go. Yeah, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to show you my awesome hooded jacket because it's designed. It's this huge hood. If you pull it right down, it comes right down here. You're designed to sort of fold it back. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. Maybe I'm going to get my awesome hood jacket. It's just out here. Yeah. All right, so my hooded jacket. Oh, okay. So it's just a black woolen jacket. Celtic King, Nazi punching is a sacrament in the Angry Church. So like it doubles right over there, so it's like huge. But the hood, see, can do that. So this is the vestments for the. It's all over the place. Try and straighten it out a bit. Do that so you can still see me. Hold it back a bit. But if we pull it right down, see it's got a peak. So very sort of wizardy. Walk around like this. This is when doing like high priest stuff. Oh, I like to sort of fold that back so I can still see. There you go. There we go. Yeah, now we've got the vestments. Oh, but the bloody camera's auto balancing and bleaching out my face because of all the black. No, I'll take it off. I'll do that. And my face won't be so bleached out because the white shirt will reflect a little light and my skin's not quite so. Piccadilly near the Melbourne Cemetery used to sell the most awesome coats. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've got to stop myself from buying coats. Yeah, that's one of my favorite coats that I have. Got a couple long ones as well. Oh, yes. Is what's the Emperor's actual quote? I'm gonna look that up. Was Emperor quote fully operational? What's his actual quote? Yeah, no, this is it. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Where is it? All right, you gotta get the. It'll be all hooded up and we go. This is the actual quote, or is it? Now witness the firepower of this fully armed and operational battle station. Yeah, Luke should have gone over to the dark side. Just saying. Well, maybe he does. Maybe that's what happens. Everyone's kind of excited that, is Luke going to go all dark in the Last Jedi because he's all fucked up by things. So, yeah, the most interesting thing I've read about the next Star Wars movie, then we're not that far off. We're going to get like saturation advertising for it. Mark Hamill, and I think actually the director of it said it, Mark Hamill retweeted it, saying, I can't recommend it strongly enough. Try to avoid news of the movie as much as possible prior to the release, saying the less you know about it, the more blown away you're going to be. So kind of excited to see what does happen in the next episode. Just imagining, like, they've mapped out the release of it to the nth degree. And of course, they finished principal photography a year ago. And it's just all the effects and processing. All right, man, take care of the family, Aaron. It's awesome seeing you in the chat. and I hope to catch up soon, and take care of you and yours. Yeah, so the principal photography finished a year ago, and they've been slaving away on the effects stuff. And of course, I don't know if you've ever noticed, if you ever stayed for the credits of movies, but any effects heavy movie has hundreds, if not thousands, of people who work in the special effects units, and it's actually sliced up into little pieces. It's done all over. It's not just hundreds of people. There are dozens of different production houses involved because it's so much work involved. They each get given a little bit of work to do. Oh, Dottie, that is on the money. You are right. Mark Hamill reading Trump tweets in his Joker voice. Brick shitting amazing. That is a very good way to describe it. That is particularly special. Hamill doing Trump as the Joker, which is probably giving Trump a bit too much credibility, but it is certainly very entertaining to hear. But yeah, from Hamill himself is the news that you should try really hard to avoid all the news that's going to come out about the next Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi, and just be amazed by. I'm going to watch first day like I did last time. I went and watched the Star Wars release first day at what do you call it? IMAX before I went to work. I didn't go to a midnight showing because they were showing multiple ones. I went to one that I think it started about 6 a.m. So it's finished before I needed to be at work. And because the IMAX was, just near the city, so I got up really early, went and watched Star Wars, and then went to work. I think I'll do that again because I'm so paranoid about spoilers. And I managed to miss all the big spoilers from The Force Awakens that I was really impressed by, including the biggest spoiler. I was amazed I hadn't had that ruined for me because that was a huge thing, and it would have been so easy for someone to spill that, and I managed to avoid the biggest spoiler. I was pretty happy about that. So I will definitely do that for The Last Jedi as well. Go on the first day it's open before I have to go to work, and then tell people like, oh, I went and saw Star Wars before I came to work. And they'll look at me like, you fucking weirdo. But at your age, what are you doing? Yes, Tendai, it is going to be hard. So, like I said, hard to avoid the spoilers. So I will be going as early as I can because people are dicks. And I'm just remembering the old episode of The Simpsons was one of the flashback episodes, and it had Marge and Homer coming out of a screening of I suppose it's Empire Strikes Back, with no, I am your father, and Homer walking past the lines for the next session of the movie with Marge going, wow, that was amazing. I never would have guessed Darth Vader was Luke's father. Saying it in front of everyone who's lined up. Bye, Kilter King. Thanks for dropping by, man. That is the worst. That is the absolute worst, doing that. But yeah, that was, there's a few good movies to look out for, not just Star Wars, or hopefully good movies. I am looking forward to the next Thor movie, Ragnarok, because with the Kiwi director, they seem to have upped the comedy factor, which looks promising. Hi, Lucy. How you doing? Nice to see you. I got a bunch because VidCon was on recently here in Melbourne. I've some of the cards I picked up. Nowhere Nomad. He was a strange fish. I like this one. This is a handmade one someone did. Katie Pop's vinyls. She apparently does custom hand-painted vinyls, so she does custom handmade cards. Got a YouTube channel called Katie Pop's TV. So there's that, and this one I've got to check out. She does food and stuff. She seemed really nice. Hannah Darkling. She's got this nice avocado cartoon on the back. Quite like that as a card. And there's another food logo. Michelle Morris TV. I haven't checked that out, so I don't know if she actually does food. She's got a hot dog in a bun as her logo. This is someone I've actually been friends with for ages. Hannah, watch this, Hannah. She often comes to our meetups. Her thing, which I love, see the batteries. When she's out, she actually draws makeup batteries on her cheeks and fills them in, showing how much energy she feels. So at the start of the day, if she's feeling good, they'll be filled in red. But like if she runs out of energy or if she's not feeling well, that the batteries will be lower. I really like that. On this dude was so funny. He was in the live stream the other day. Bruno, his channel, Electric Bike, so much power. He's a really cool guy. Tendai, did they make a Hammer Time joke in Thor movies? I don't know. They should have, shouldn't they? Maybe they will in the next one. It's like I said, it looks like they have upped the comedy factor a bit. And the director, Kiwi director, does very good comedy. So maybe they'll make a Hammer Time joke. But of course, the baddie in this breaks Mjolnir. Oh no, Dottie! What a blunder! Walked out of Star Trek Nemesis in tears, saying, "Unless the next one's called Search for Data, I don't care." Oh no! Oh, that's an unfortunate slip. Yeah. And that was the last Next Generation movie, wasn't it? I wonder if the Voyager cast feel ripped off they didn't get to make movies. But of course, the Voyager thing rounded off with them coming back to Earth, so they wouldn't have had anything to make a movie about. So not altogether popular point of view. I like the new Star Trek movies, the reboot Star Trek movies with the younger cast. I really quite enjoy them. I watched the most recent one, Beyond, recently, rewatched it. I've watched it several times. I just love it where they save the universe with the music of the Beastie Boys. And it's like cheesy as hell, but I don't care. I still like it. I am not going to make excuses for liking cheesy, fun stuff. I can't be bothered with trying to be cooler or hardcore than other people. It's like, oh no, that was really funny. Beastie Boys saving the universe, which of course the Beastie Boys were always destined to do. So good on them, I say. Good on the Beastie Boys saving the universe. So I'm just wondering if there's any more fun stuff on the Church of Satan. Like, okay, what's active? Well, first there's affiliation. Affiliation with Church of Satan. I assume that's being a filthy casual. Established in 1960, the year I was born, by Anton LaVey. Year 1, Anno Satanas. Okay, I'm gonna be real. That seems to mean something. That's the year I was born. I don't want to overstate it, but I might be the Antichrist reborn. The Church of Satan started year 1, year of me. So So yeah, we stand as a formidable threat to those who would halt progress in the name of spirituality and theism of any sort. We are explorers on the untrodden path of science, human motivation and mystery, all that is most truly occult. That's so bad. Those who proudly carry our red cars red cards identifying themselves as members have the strength and dedication to implement the tools traditionally associated with Satan. The imagination to confound and confuse, the wisdom to recognize the unseen in our society, the pragmatism of a skeptic, and the passion of a classic romantic soul. That sounds pretty good. I mean, honestly, that sounds pretty good. I mean, there's not much to object to there. Well, then we've got to think about regarding contact with non-members. Let's say, S. Biori, Hail Satan. We are indeed investigating the Church of Satan tonight because, you know, we've done all the others. You know, we've had Mormonism and pamphlets on Islam, and had the Old Testament and the New Testament, little handbook on Catholicism, and, you know, little Christian lessons, all of those. Church of Satan, it's their turn. Okay, many people write to the Church of Satan who've read some of our literature but want to further their knowledge. So it's been our policy not to place non-members in contact with members, as an individual's membership is held in the strictest confidence by the Church of Satan. Oh, there you go. We do not maintain any church structures, nor are our central offices open to visitation by the public. Therefore, pointless to ask for an address of a local Church of Satan. Read this essay, The Myth of Satanic Community and Other Virtual Delusions, to grasp the unique way in which our organisation functions. Non-members may not attend rituals, which are by nature private activities held in homes of members, orgies. They are talking about orgies and drug-fueled parties. The documentary Satanus, The Devil's Mass, includes footage of several rituals performed by our founder Anton LaVey, readily available on DVD. For a moment in time, there is in fact a picture of some nude priestesses and dudes all in robes and hoods. And once the dude's got a whip. Who are they? Oh my god! And there's a dude wearing like a pig's head mask getting whipped. That's just good family fun, really. That's what that's about. Then we have active membership application. We gather information about people who affiliate and desire further participation. So they screen you, in other words. Church of Satan, looking out for you. Tendai, that's a good question. Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. I'm not sure if they have ranks and stuff. Biori actually shared the link to the Nazi getting knocked the fuck out earlier. That's fucking priceless. That prick apparently dressed up in his Nazi regalia and went around threatening people, and particularly being a racist prick and thinking, "Oh, Mom, what are you going to do?" And some big dude just walks up to him. And that priceless moment where you see he realizes this just got beyond my control, and he sort of goes, "Oh no, wait a minute," bam! One punch, down he goes like the Nazi sack of shit he is. Here we go, a word to the wise. Since Satanism is a philosophy which holds individualism as one of its main values, we don't expect all of our members to agree on everything, or even to get along with each other. Thus, you are cautioned. You might find some differences of opinion in discussions. Satanism, by definition, is a philosophy in which you won't find group hugs as part of the repertoire. Also, since only a very small percentage of our members choose to interact with people online, it would be an error to think that your online experience is necessarily a reflection upon what your personal experience as an affiliated member of Church of Satan might be. That is to be that's in the hands of each individual who chooses to join. The red card of membership is just a key. It's up to you to open the door and earn the attention of those already in the organisation through the superiority of your thinking, of your real-world accomplishments. Well, there you go. Additionally, if you consider yourself a Satanist, have not affiliated with the Church of Satan, do not expect us to promote your wares or spend time in any extended exchanges with you. Quid pro quo is the satanic principle of exchange. Oh, that's nice. Thing I've read, active membership. What's like active membership? Because I think we all want to be active members of the Church of Satan, quite honestly. Let's get real. You got to go, Biori. 99. Offerings of Parmesan cheese. Well, Tendai, I'd certainly look favourably on offerings of Parmesan cheese or any quality cheese. I am a fan of quality cheeses. So I do think that is a perfectly acceptable offering. So if you wish to become more active in the Church of Satan, we require you become an active member. So you fill out an application and you send it off. Be prepared to present proof of claims made on your application. Our members continually engage in multifarious projects, working on many fronts towards the fulfillment of their rich potential. Well, there you go. Once you've been accepted as an active member, Church of Satan acknowledge that your presentation of yourself fits our definition of Satanist. We're currently working through an extensive backlog of active applications, so it may take a year or longer before you receive the response, which will come via regular postal mail. Well, that's interesting. They don't need you. Oh, sorry. You're just referencing the video. Nighty night. Yes, the Nazi did in fact go for the big sleep. And there was a public statement made by the local police because word got around that the Nazi got knocked the fuck out. And so they went and they basically asked, do you want to press charges? And he did not want to talk about it at all. In other words, his little stunt had fucked up, and he certainly didn't want his name being attached to any court proceedings as a fucking open Nazi, the piece of shit. So the cops just absolutely deadpan went, yes, we talked to an individual who didn't want to share any details of what happened, and off he went after taking off his armbands. So he learned at that point, open Nazi gets punched. Okay. Do you need to pay to join the Satanist church? I don't think they mentioned that, but there's probably something. Oh no, okay. There's no additional charge for a registered member to apply for active membership. So I assume you pay to be a registered member. Oh yes, here we go. We don't solicit memberships. However, if you wish to join us to show your support or appreciation, you can become a registered member for a one-time registration fee of $225 in US currency. You will receive an embossed crimson card declaring you a member of the Church of Satan. This card is your means for identifying yourself as a genuine member of the Church of Satan to other members. If you expect to meet another member the first time, be prepared to produce your card. Likewise, you may be expected to produce a scan of your card to certify your membership to other members online. We suggest you keep the card in a safe place and only take it with you if you think you might have a genuine need to produce it. That's interesting. So that's it. One-off fee of $225 to be a registered member of the Church of Satan. And then if you take it further, there's no extra charges. That is an expensive card, John. I won't deny it. Some of the stuff on their site. The Reverend Kevin J. Slaughter interviews Magius Peter H. Gilmore, High Priest of the Church of Satan. Oh my God! There's a picture of someone. I don't know if that's the High Priest. The guy doing the Illuminati symbol. I heard it. Who does that? Jay-Z does that, doesn't he? Does the hover thing, which freaks some people out, thinking, "Oh no, he's Illuminati." Illuminati was a joke invented by a bunch of pranksters known as the Discordians. John, it may be cheaper to join the Taylor Swift fan club, but it's very expensive to get a meet and greet with Taylor Swift. So, swings and roundabouts. Yes, X-Files theme. The Discordians, were merry pranksters. I think they fancy themselves as a type of magician. The most famous Discordians, who remembers 90s music, very big dance act in the 90s that went by a whole bunch of names, most famously the KLF. They also called themselves the Justified Ancients of Moo Moo. They did release that weird Doctor Who spoof, Doctor and the TARDIS, under the name the Time Lords, and they produced a bunch of shit too. But they, the people behind the KLF, they were among the first Discordians back in the 70s, who invented Illuminati and whatnot. And they have a very strange relationship with money, because they made a fuck ton. They made millions of pounds in the 90s because they just kept producing hits. And when you look at some of their clips, there are these really elaborate things. There's a set with a submarine and stuff. They tried to spend all their money. They tried to blow all their money doing these really over-the-top film clips, and then they just made more money. They actually, literally, set £1 million on fire, not in front of a crowd. They didn't do it like at a music festival or anything. They didn't tell anyone they did it. It was a thing they did as a ceremony. They burnt £1 million, and it only came to light because they did it somewhere up in Scotland, I think, and little bits of burnt money started washing up on some beaches, and it created all this speculation. What was this? You know, was that like a drug plane or a drug boat burst into flame and sank, and this is the thing? And it eventually got out because a few people knew that these guys had burnt £1 million, which of course upset the shit out of a lot of people. And of course, whenever anything like that happens, so the people go, why didn't you give it to charity? Which is a completely legitimate thing to ask. But that's just not where these guys head to. Oh, Tendai, I think they blew a lot of money on drugs. I think they spend a lot of money on drugs. But yes, if you want an interesting read, do a Google search on the KLF Discordians. There's a couple long reads out there and links to fucking weird shit they did. Like, I really liked their music. They had a couple big hits, things like 3 AM Eternal and What Time Is Love, and the one they did with Tammy Wynette, All Aboard, Last Train to Moomyland, whatever the hell that one's called. I think I quite enjoyed their music. If I go KLF, no, I thought I was on YouTube. What am I doing? Where are we? Man, I just the video of the Nazi getting punched just auto-played again, and it's fucking poetry, quite honestly. So the KLF songs were, that's it, Last Train to Trans Central was another one. But yeah, the KLF hits things like 3 AM Eternal, Last Train to Trans Central, Justified and Ancient. That's the one with Tammy Wynette in it. Yeah, but the KLF were pretty goddamn deranged, quite honestly. In a good way, in an absolutely good way. You know, there's just something about being way out there and not giving a fuck about what other people think. I have a lot of time for people who just don't give a fuck what other people think. Certainly, I wouldn't, find myself identifying with the lads in the KLF on everything, but there's a lot to be said for just not giving a fuck, doing your thing, making a bit of an imprint on the world, and doing things in your own terms. I think one of the long articles I read on the KLF, it seems like they're not altogether happy, but they keep talking about coming back. In fact, I think they were talking about it this year, like releasing new music, like appearing. These guys are like my age, going to appear at music festivals in their 40s and 50s. Not sure. I think that might be a young man's game, doing the old music festival circuit. But who knows? You know, like I said, Discordians, they don't play by anyone's rules. Because I did mention earlier, AZ was into that stuff. He's not a Discordian. I think he thinks Discordians are silly. But like, I think sometimes, a lot of the time, AZ reads too much into things, or maybe he's seeing the truth. Maybe he's seeing behind the curtain, and he's seeing what's really there. I have this T-shirt. It's like of a smiley face with silver X duct tape over its mouth, and it says, "Silence is golden, duct tape is silver." And AZ started to be convinced this was a Discordian shirt because no, they use the smiley face and silver is magic to them, and he was reading all of this imagery into what was a pretty fucking simple joke. He's going, "Oh, I think it's Discordian." And I go, "Dude, it's a simple joke. It's a smiley face with its smile duct taped up, and it's silence is golden, duct tape is silver." There's nothing deeper than that. Not everything has a deeper meaning. You know, you can get very subjective and declare something has a deeper meaning, but it ain't necessarily so, is what I'm saying. But yeah, so now speaking of AZ, and he's had a taste of the live streams. He really wants to come back, so hopefully that will, the fact that he's finally managed to come over here will invigorate him, and he'll come over more often. We can do some pre-recorded videos and some more live streams, because seriously, like I said, on Sunday we did 3 hours, and we weren't even tired. And like I said, I just stopped for really arbitrary reasons. It was basically just, oh well, you know, with 3 hours, that's a good line in the sand as any time. Let's stop there. So you know, I think the way I'm doing this is via, you know, this is actually doing a Google Hangout through to my YouTube channel. And when I started, I think it said you can do a live stream for up to 8 hours. Maybe we should try that one night. Boys' night, you know, drink or two, something else to keep us going. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Do it overnight. See if we can maintain a live stream for 8 hours. Maybe have a couple people come over so we can tag team in and out. Because as much as AZ and I can talk non-stop, 8 hours might be a stretch even for us. One of the funniest parts of that, like when I was doing that with AZ, we're in another room. For those who remember, it was a different background. I wasn't here in the kitchen. I was in the lounge room, and there was boxes and a clothes horse in the background. So a different background. That was exciting. Well, AZ and I were doing the live stream in the next room, in here, table behind me. Mrs. Angry was here with her son doing like some arts and crafts projects, making bookmarks. And they told me afterwards they were marveling, just periodically going, "My God, how did those two do it? They've been talking non-stop for hours. How do they do it?" And it's not something that everyone can do. But you know, AZ and I have a particular skill set. AZ, you think I can talk, and I can, because I've been doing this one solo. I might stop soon, coming up on 90 minutes. But with AZ, man, there is no. I hardly said anything. He was talking all the time. "Oh, Dottie, play Jackbox. I'm intrigued. I don't know what Jackbox is. Please enlighten me. What is Jackbox? How does one play it? I like to learn new things." So, yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, if we are going to do a long live stream, maybe we could play games. It's a streaming game. Only one person needs to own it. Everyone else just needs to access the browser. I like the sound of that. So you play it online. Is that right? So is that like I control what's the principles of Jackbox? You know, I guess I could again go to our friend Google and say, what is Jackbox? Jackbox. There you go, Jackbox TV. Oh, it's the people who made You Don't Know Jack. I love You Don't Know Jack. Oh, man. Okay. That actually sounds really good. I love You Don't Know Jack. I mean, way back in the 90s, You Don't Know Jack has been around as an online game since the 90s. And of course, because we all had low bandwidth internet back then. So what you had to do was you had to download a bunch. Like you just had to go, okay, I'm going to play today's game or this week's game, however often they put up a new game, download it and just wait for it to download. And we'll just, okay, now we've got the game downloaded, and yeah, you do the quiz stuff. It's great. Okay, Dottie, I reckon you're really onto an idea here. Play Jackbox in another live stream. I think I'm going to have to look into it, but now I know. So what are they? They've got Jackbox TV and Jackbox Games. So what do they do? Jackbox Games, Jackbox Party Pack 4, 5.5 brand new party games. That's don't hassle me, man. It's trying to bloody. Who came up with that fucking lie spotter for Alexa? They're awful. Jackbox Party Pack. I fibbage. I like that. Oh yes, You Don't Know Jack. I'm going to have to look into that. I think that's got a lot of potential. Aaron Big, watch any porn. What, now? Share my favorite porn with you? Is there anyone who doesn't watch porn? That is the big thing. Oh my God. The boxes are crap. Like, boxes that have my old comics in it are in the next room. And my son was looking at, there's a whole bunch of stuff we haven't unpacked, and it's still in boxes. And my son was looking for, well, he's actually looking for his Nintendo Wii games, and I didn't know where he was going. And he pulled out one of the boxes. It's like an old document box. It's got my old comics in it, and I went, "It's not going to be in that. That's my comics." And he opened it and looked, and he's going, "Ew, a dirty magazine." And it was like one of my old porno mags was in there. And by old, this was a physical magazine. So I don't know. It's like 20 years old. And it was just, it's just a lot of fun grossing out your teenage son. Just thinking, oh God, there's a dirty magazine in here. Like, oh yes, the olden days when you bought physical pornography. Yes, and I had, because I hadn't touched these boxes, it's got all my old 2000 AD comics in them, which I stopped collecting in the 90s as well. But I did get quite a good laugh out of him going like, ew, really? Your old porno mag? Ew. And it's older than him. So, yes, a classic. So, has there ever been a live stream where we haven't at some point talked about porn or sex work or I feel like it's inevitable. After a certain time, if you talk for long enough, you end up talking about sex or porn or related topics. I think there's something about humanity that you just do that. But yes, in a different world, maybe share some porn on the live stream. But there's a whole bunch of reasons I'm not doing that. Not least YouTube's, I was going to say censorship, but yes, actually that would come in too. But their copyright filter as well. Youngsters have it easy. We want a porn, we had to buy it from a dark corner of a store. We didn't have anything supposed. Oh my God, I've told this story before. But for people who don't know, hardcore porn got made illegal in Australia. Hardcore porn videos got made illegal in Australia in the 80s, early to mid 80s. Except in Canberra, the ACT, the territories. The territories, it was still legal, not in the States. So the Northern Territory and the ACT, it was still legal. But everywhere else, it was illegal. And that law has never been changed. So hardcore porn is still technically illegal in Australia. Now, a bigger they had a booming mail order business going. But sometime in the 90s, it started, there were like shops, I was in Sydney, living in Sydney at the time, shops started going, I reckon we can get away with it. Heine, hardcore means erect penises and, yes, showing penetration. Basically, hardcore means erections and showing penetration. John Cheesecake. Oh, okay. I didn't get a warning it had cut out. I wasn't watching the video stream. Oh well. Anyway, we're back. So yeah, so it got made illegal in the 80s and it's still illegal. But in the 90s, some shops started going, I remember this place in Sydney, sort of porn hound I was, a friend told me about it. It was fucking up some stairs above like a burger, like a Hungry Jack's or McDonald's, but it's like really seedy. It's like the back entrance and go up these stairs, and it was these rooms above, and they had just the covers of the porn videos. It's like a library, and you flick through them, find a title you like the look of, and you take, it's just the cover, like the videos were nowhere there, and you take the cover up to the counter, and then someone behind the counter would walk off to another place and come back with the porn videos. So it made it that much harder to bust them, because where the people were coming to get the videos weren't actually there, they were somewhere else. So that place operated for a few years. And then there were places that sold, because porno mags were still legal, as the videos that were illegal. And then basically, some of the places selling the porno mags decided to test their luck, and they started openly selling porn videos. And basically, no one gave a shit, you know, adults and all that sort of thing. And then it expanded, and then it, by, I don't know, the late 90s, it was just a given that all these adult stores sold hardcore porn videos, even though it was illegal. And every now and then that really backfires, because it happened a few years ago. A piece of shit who was the New South Wales state premier, trying to look tough with the state elections coming up, Mr. Law and Order launched raids on the adult stores in King's Cross under the guise of, well, we had a tip-off that they're selling child porn. And yeah, definitely anyone who is selling child porn should get busted and should go to jail. But it wasn't true. None of the places that were raided were selling child porn. They were just selling adult porn. But that didn't matter, because selling adult porn was illegal. So raids on this place and arresting these people, getting them, I think some of them could have faced jail time. And of course, they probably ended up on a sex offenders register, just because the poor bastards were working behind the counter in an adult store. And this prick who was the premier, just trying to big note himself, like I said, made a big song and dance. It's because we got told they were selling child porn, and it didn't matter that they weren't, because it's still justified, because, well, you know, the adult porn is also illegal, even though it hasn't been enforced for 2 decades, 3 decades. So Yeah, that was a really shitty move. But yeah, that threat is hanging over the head of adult stores all the time. That could happen to them because even though it's not a big public issue, no one cares. Technically, it's illegal. On that fun note, talking about all things porn, it's about 90 minutes. It's been a fun night. I hope you all have enjoyed taking part. I'll be back again soon. Probably, I'm going to try and do a pre-recorded video tomorrow. We'll see. Pre-recorded tomorrow maybe, but a live stream on Thursday night. Aaron, what's my favorite porn? It's the ones where the people are nude and do kissy things. So thanks for dropping by, everyone. I enjoyed sharing the time with you. We'll be back again soon. So on your way out, do the thumbs up on the video. We'll all fool the Google algorithm that I'm really popular. And I'll be back soon. Thank you all for your time. It's been fun, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.